Hello and welcome to our Minecraft mathematical adventure. Our lesson today will allow you to learn and practice your area, perimeter, volume, etc. skills in the classroom and have a very fun time doing it. We'd like students to keep in mind a few rules before getting started with our mathematical adventure today. All units will be measured in feet, and answers for area should be labeled in square feet.
So, keeping those rules in mind, let's begin. So we're going to walk over here to our first task, and that is to basically just figure out the area of this diamond shape. Students will work out the area and will record their answer on the answer sheet. There is a small little sign over in the corner that gives some direction, but on their sheet there will be more detailed, information regarding how to do that. So they're going to figure out the area. After this, we are going to move on to the second task over here. This is our beautiful chicken pen, which was actually just attacked by Mandy, but that's okay. There's plenty of them. They'll be fine. They're escaping, but we can fix that. And it's a little bit over here. Controls are kind of funny. When you follow this yellow brick road, you'll come along to this question, and it's basically just to find the area of the chicken pen. Since the fence for the pen is halfway between the block, we will just count the entire block as 1 foot of length. Keep in mind that your answer should be in square feet still, as stated before. I think we've got all of our chickens somewhat now in a row, but that's okay. In regards, though, to connecting to the book, Vanderwall states that students should be challenged to see if they can find the formula for area on their own. They may be given a hint or something, so we could talk about their length and width, and then maybe they could figure out their own ideas of how to gather this, though it's a pretty straightforward one. Moving on. We'll walk over this way to the our third question over here, and we are doing liquid volume in our beautiful diamond pool. Again, we have a little sign, but the sheet they'll be given with has more directions. When you kind of get over here, you're asked to figure out the volume and water of this pool. If you're having trouble remembering the equation for volume, you can check the nearby sign or your textbook if it helps. You can get into the pool as well to get a better idea of the dimensions. Again, students will have to realize, though, that they are not just doing the length and width. They are actually basing the amount of water, so they'll have to study the inside of it and figure out the length and water, not just the actual length of the pool itself. So after that, we are going to go over to question number 4. And for this fourth question, we are tasked in finding the area of this cross. Though what's different about this is that in the cross, if you notice, you can't just do a regular length times width. The children are going to have to break this cross up into different shapes and sizes, and then get the areas of those, combining them together. This is a great way for them to help realize, different shapes that aren't always, just a solid, but different shapes within one full shape of itself, as well as, thinking about real world items that they can find and have to relate to. After this, we will be going on to question number 5, I believe. And we will be going to a villager's house. Question 5 wants to know what the volume of the house is. On page 533, Vanderwall mentions that students should keep in mind the relationship between area and volume and how similar they are. So when you come to this house, a little kind of footnote, there is some steps in order to get into the house. but when trying to find the actual volume of the entire building, you do not have to obviously count those steps. They just need to focus mainly on the foundation as well as the height and the entire length of it. Next, the children will be going on to the diamond cross, or not diamond cross, sorry, diamond triangle. This is, if you notice on page 526 of Van de Waal, it states that students may confuse the meanings of height and base. At this stage in our project, we would remind the students that the base of our triangle can be any side, but it will be easiest to use the side that is on the bottom of the shape. The height will be the distance from the bottom and the shape to the highest point. We have also put some small railways on top of it, since if you notice it's not an actual perfect triangle, since it's kind of almost impossible to do that with a bunch of squares in Minecraft. We put those railway tracks on top of it. That way they can see that it's an actual full triangle. Again, the sign on the right when you first walk over gives you a little bit of direction. But once they're done, yeah, Mandy's still breaking everything, but it's okay. Once they actually get to it, they can again reference to their sheet, and then they can figure it out from there. If you wanna.
Yeah. Now, to get to the final question, students must first create another portal. This task has students apply concepts that they have been practicing in the prior problems. Van de Waal mentions on page 104 that problem-based tasks such as these are a great way to stimulate the students' prior knowledge, and the students are very motivated to solve the problem.
So when the children will get here, there'll be the sign that says question 7, read your sheet for detailed instructions. That tells them that what they're supposed to do is build a nether portal. The ingredients for that portal will be in this chest here on the right, which I've just grabbed. They're going to have to construct it. It's a 4x5. So this helps them to actually get like a building aspect into this. Somewhat could be seen as maybe engineering possibly. Give me a second here to build this. And then 4. Sorry guys, it's kind of hard to see how many I got here. Once they have constructed the actual portal, they'll use the flint and they'll come down and activate it, and then this will lead them on to their final question.
So, once students have achieved creating a working portal, their final mission is to figure out the volume of the dungeon. After finding the volume, they must convert the units from feet to yards. A worthwhile task like this is a great way for students to see that when the unit is longer, the measure is smaller, and when the unit is smaller, the measure is longer. This is referencing to the information on page 519 in the elementary and middle school math book.
So yeah, in the final question, they're going to come to this little dungeon. I've been trying to get this stuff out of my hand, but I keep accidentally picking it back up. They'll enter in here by following the yellow brick road, and they'll come right down into here. If I can get myself lined up. When they come down, they'll see this little dungeon that's been developed, and they're going to have to get the volume of it, but in this case, they'll be working more on the interior, so they'll try to figure out the size of the interior. Afterward, they are going to be required to convert it into yards. That way they get a sense of conversion and how they kind of relate to one another. So thanks again, guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and this has been our Minecraft math adventure.
Woohoo!
Hey, what's up, guys? As we talked about in our video, we decided to include this handout or document for our students that are completing our Minecraft mathematical adventure with us. And basically, we just have labeled up above our rules to know and like what we expect out of this, and just 8 nice, easy questions that follow along quite perfectly with our created Minecraft world adventure thing that we had shown you guys earlier. And these questions will cover anything from measurement to area, perimeter, volume, and a bunch of other fun math ideas. And we decided to go ahead and include our van der Waals references at the bottom and just the page numbers we used and pretty much how we connected each content area to the van der Waals book. And yeah, so I thought I would just share a little like screen cap of the handout we decided to make and just some of the questions that we thought the students could complete during our Minecraft adventure. So thanks, guys.